Happy Friday night, everybody. Welcome back once again. Another day has gone in more drama than you can shake a stick at. It's gotten ridiculous out here. I gotta tell you, I love it when there's infighting. I really do. But I hope you guys are doing good. I hope things are going well for y'all. I'm just kind of kicking back here, one quick segment. I'm going to get some good reading in here. If you guys haven't picked up this book, make sure you check it out. Mob Rule. I'll put a link in the description later on here. Written by a gentleman by the name of Jake Jacob. I started reading it, and I got to tell you, just in the intro alone, it is phenomenal. So we'll be talking more about that here in the upcoming weeks. But I wanted to kind of get into this whole infighting, inter tribe, whatever kind of nonsense that's going on between Tucker Carlson and Sidney Powell. So as I understand it, just the other night, Tucker Carlson had Sidney Powell. Sidney Powell is one of Trump's attorneys, and basically he was calling her out. He wanted evidence because Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, all the other lawyers on Trump's team, they're claiming that there's massive voter fraud, voter irregularities, and there is. To what degree, that's to be determined, obviously, in a court of law. That's why they have these lawsuits out there, which, if I am to believe correctly, there's about 2 or 3 of them out there. 2 for certain, 1 potentially being withdrawn. I'm not a lawyer, so couldn't really tell you specifically other than what I'm seeing here. A lot of the other lawsuits that have come up have been from average, ordinary citizens. So those are the ones that you're always hearing them being dropped, pulled, whatever. Well, anyway, Sidney Powell, famously for just a few days prior to Tucker Carlson's interview, had made the comment that they have so much evidence that is just coming out like water out of a fire hose, and soon they will release the Kraken. What the Kraken is, I don't know. I've heard everything from it's a supercomputer to it's a metaphor for the information that they have. Sure, we'll see. But what I find fascinating is how Tucker Carlson was upset at the fact that Sidney Powell didn't give him the evidence that he wanted. He basically, and to his credit, it's journalism, in the sense that, yes, his is an opinion-based show, but he was calling around saying, if you're going to make these claims, where's the evidence? Where's the proof? And I get that. As somebody who's constantly reading stories, who's constantly monitoring social media, who's constantly monitoring everything going on, I would like to see rather than just speculate. Because a lot of what we do, I think for the average ordinary citizen, we tend to speculate, and some of it's educated conjecture, some of it's unsubstantiated conjecture, but ultimately it's opinion based on the information that we have around us. And of course, whatever you have around you in terms of your sphere of influence and your own ecosphere. Your ecosphere being like, if you're a liberal, you're going to be right at home in Twitter because boy, you're going to get a soundboard. If you're on some other platform, you might be in a conservative soundboard. It's just an echo chamber. Now, I've seen a lot of people on social media, especially today in particular, who say, we need to see the evidence. We got to see the evidence. Why? What makes you so entitled to see the evidence yet? Now, I would expect them, the left-wing, legacy, MMM, the dead media. I would expect them to call for evidence that you need to tell us. Because this is the same group of people that said, we declared who the winner of the presidential election is, in the story. It's official. When it's not. It doesn't work like that. What bothers me is how entitled people feel to getting the information, especially in the media, because you want to be the first to break the story. You want to be the first to tell the world what's going on. And that's kind of where I see Tucker Carlson coming from. I understand, like I said, to a degree that he wants to get the information out there that if you're going to make claims of voter fraud, voter irregularities, and everything else, well, where's your proof? But here's a problem that I have for people that are backing Tucker Carlson, that are saying they want to see the proof, why would you ever show your case? Why would you show your hand until you're about to make their final move? Why would you show your evidence until you're in a court of law? Because the thing is that what you're seeing here is, I don't know if it rises to the level of conspiracy, but what I definitely do know is that it is criminal in its intent. Now, the intent is going to be the hard thing to prove, but when you take a look at the very fact that systems like Dominion have a backdoor entryway in order to monitor and alter the votes, the fact that you have these massive campaigns that have got these voter ballots as we're going through the recounts in various states, you've got individuals that can't get within 6 feet to monitor the election. You've got ballots that are perfect in how they're designed and everything, no creases, because apparently they weren't mailed out. Then you've got the allegations of the mob in Philadelphia that have been paid to do the voter fraud. We covered that story just the other night. So until these things are proven in a court of law, why exactly would Sidney Powell put any of the evidence that she has and throw it forward and put it into the court of public opinion and sully the case before it had had an opportunity to be heard in a lawful court that can actually deal with people under oath? I mean, there is affidavit after affidavit from various people that will tell you that they've had absentee ballots that were filled out with their name where they lived elsewhere, and other allegations of voter irregularities. A lot of this needs to be played out in court. A lot of this has to have its day in court, in a court of law. And I think it's really unfortunate that so many people want to have the idea that it's like it's stuck in their head. I need to see it on TV. I got to see it for myself. No, you don't. Not until it's done in court. When it's done in court, when the people are held culpable, when the people are held liable, if at all, that's when that evidence needs to be presented. But to do it beforehand, all you're going to do is telegraph that information to your enemy. Now, the other thing I find kind of funny, and it is funny to me, is how the people that are so supportive of Sidney Powell are now calling Tucker Carlson suspect. Now, all of a sudden, Tucker Carlson has an issue, whereas 2-3 days ago, everybody's saying Tucker Carlson's a great reporter, great show, best ratings on Fox News, best ratings across the board. True conservative. He needs to jump over to Newsmax and ditch Fox News. Now half of those people I see, they're calling out Tucker Carlson, saying that he's part of the deep state, that Epstein has something on him. It's like, guys, come on. This is where I think the QAnon stuff, the conspiracy, as it were, start to discredit some things. Because were that even remotely true, why didn't people bring this up 3 or 4 days ago, last week, the week before last, prior to the... it's just the questions I'm throwing out here. But obviously, I have an opinion on this, and the plea is that the information, the evidence, as they believe they have it, the Kraken, as it were, needs to be put in a court of law, not the court of public opinion. Because unfortunately, within the court of public opinion, you have 2 major issues. Number one, well, the court of public opinion doesn't do anything other than get people riled up. And second, all it does is give information to the opposing side. And ultimately, I think that's the last thing you want to do until discovery in a legal court hearing. So we'll leave it at that there. Hopefully you guys check out our show here. We'll put the information to see it. Let's pull that up here. We're going to pop that information right here. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, the Caramel Conservative not.com. But you can find us on Spreaker.com /show /A Caramel Conservative. Then, of course, you can find us on our website, and that's plusmedia.com. And depending on your platform, please make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys on the flip side. I'm out.